Hello everyone, this is part 7 on how to make a racing game in Scratch. In this tutorial, I will be adding a replay system and improving the race finish screen. If you haven't seen parts 1 through 6 yet, check them out, links are in the description below. Anyways, let's get started. So first off, I want to make the game restart by clicking the screen once the race is finished, or something like that. So right now, once we complete a lap, we just see the screen with the race complete sign and also our current time. So let me just finish a lap, and this is our current race complete screen. It just says race complete and then our time. However, we can't really restart the game or anything other than clicking the green flag. So I think I'm going to make it so that once you click the screen, then the game restarts. So to do that, let's first create a new sprite. And then I'm going to say something like click to continue. And then I'm going to center this. All right. And I think I'm going to have this flashing at the bottom of the screen once the race complete screen shows up. So let's go to our code. And then I'm going to go to events and drag a win flag clicked. Then I'm going to go to looks and hide it. So this sprite's going to hide until it receives race ended. And that's when it's going to go somewhere over here, I think. Let me first drag it. Maybe around here. So let's go to motion and drag the XY block. And let's make it go to X 0. And then Y, that position is fine. Oops. I meant Y position of negative 139. Okay. All right. And I'm going to also make it forever hide and then show. So go to looks and then hide it. And then go to control. And let's just wait like 0.7 seconds. And then go to looks and then show it. And then go to control and again wait 0.7 seconds. Alright, so it's going to be flashing like this. Alright, so right now it doesn't do anything, it just flashes on and off. However, to make this actually work, let's drag another when I receive race ended. And this is going to check if the mouse is down. And once the mouse is down, then I want to restart the game. So let's go to control and then drag a forever loop. And I'm going to check if, and then go to sensing, the mouse is down, then I want to restart the game. So right now we don't have any way to restart the game. So I'm going to go to events and then broadcast a new message. And I'm going to say something like restart, and then click OK. So once the mouse is down, which means once you click anywhere on the screen, then this sprite is going to broadcast restart, and then the game's going to restart. And of course, if I run this right now, nothing's going to happen if I click, because I don't have anything receiving this restart message yet. So right now, this restart message does nothing. But anyways, once the click to continue sprite broadcasts restart, I want to also hide it. And I'm going to also go to control and then drag a stop all and change it to stop other scripts in this sprite and also stop this script. So after the game restarts, I'm just going to stop these two scripts in this sprite. Alright, so now to actually make this restart message work, let's first go to the stage. And I think I'm going to drag all of this away from the win flag clicked. And then instead, I'm going to go to events and drag in a when I receive restart. So every time the game restarts, I want to reset the lap to 0 and reset the has race ended to no, also reset the time to 0, and also the position of the car on the map. And I also want to broadcast new lap after it receives restart. And oh yeah, I think I should put this after all of this. or at least after the set lap to 0, because the new lap changes the lap by 1. And I want to first set the lap to 0 before broadcasting new lap. Alright, so now that all of these values reset after it receives the restart message, when the flag is clicked, we actually want to broadcast the restart message so that the game actually works when the flag is clicked. Alright, so if we try it right now, it shouldn't work properly, but I think some of the game should restart. So once we complete a lap, then we should get to our race complete screen, and if we click anywhere on the screen, then part of the game should restart. So let's see, almost there, just a bit more, and race complete. All right, and we have our flashing click to continue, and then once we click anywhere on the screen, all right, part of the game reset. As you could tell, the scroll X and scroll Y reset to its original values, and let's check to see if our lap is at 1. Yep, our lap is 1, and has race ended is no, and our time is reset to 0. All right, so once we restarted, all of these values reset. So now we have to make everything else work. So let's first go to our race complete sprite, and let's go to events and drag a when I receive restart. Then I'm going to hide it. So let's go to looks and then hide it. And now let's go to our race car. And let's see. Let's drag a when I receive restart. And when the game restarts, of course, I want to make sure that the car is pointing in the direction of 0 and going to X position 0 and Y position 0. So if I click this, then as you can see, the car resets to its original direction and position. All right, and we also want to drag all of these values inside of the restart. So everything up to the is original race car to no is going to be put inside of the restart. Oops. All right, and we're going to leave this inside of the when flag clicked, and that's because this creates a clone of itself, and we don't want to create a new clone of the car every time the game resets. So we only want to create a clone of itself once when the flag is clicked. So let's leave that there, and moving these under the restart is optional because we never change these values throughout the game, so resetting these values don't really have any point. So we can leave it like that. And now let's see. For the rest of the scripts, they should be fine for now. Okay, so now let's go to our timer sprite. So once we reset, we want this number counter to reset to 0. So let's see. Let's drag a when flag clicked, and when the flag is clicked, we only want to generate number clones once because we don't want to always create new clones every time the race has started. So let's drag this back. All right, and I think I'm going to also move the hide and go to front layer blocks into the when flag clicked. All right, and now let's see. Let's try running the game again. So let's click the green flag. Okay, so first problem that I noticed was that if we click the green flag, then this number shows up. But let's first play through the game once and see how it works. So once we complete another lap, almost there, halfway through. All right, a bit more. And race complete. All right. And now if we click anywhere to continue, then, okay, it mostly reset, However, I noticed that the number counter did not restart. So let's see if we can move the car though. Alright, we can actually move the race car. So everything else seems to be working other than the number counter. So let's try to fix that. So the timer should reset when it receives race start, but it's not resetting. Let's check our stoplight sprite. So let's see. Oh yeah, we should change the when flag clicked to when I receive reset. Or restart, sorry. So the reason the number counter did not reset was because the stoplight only broadcasted race start once when the flag was clicked. However, we want it to always appear and broadcast race start every time the game restarts. So now it should work. And let's see, to fix the problem of the numbers showing up right here before the race even starts, let's go to our number counter sprite. And to make the clones hide before the race begins, I think we're going to need to create a new variable. So let's go to variables, and then I'm going to create a new variable and call it something like current game state. Alright, now let's click OK. And let's see. This is going to keep track of what state the game is currently in. So if we go to our stage, when the game restarts, let's set the current game state to something like starting race. Okay? Now I'm going to drag this right here. So starting race is going to be when the stoplight appears and the race is about to begin. So the race hasn't begun yet. Alright, and in our stoplight sprite, once the race start message is actually broadcasted, let's set the current game state to racing. Okay, so that means that the race has actually begun. And let's go to our lap counter sprite. And then once the race actually ends, let's set the current game state to, let's say race ended. Alright, now let's drag this under the has race ended, and that should be fine. So if we show our current game state variable, once we click the green flag, the current state is starting race, so the race hasn't begun yet, and then once it's the green light and the car can actually move, then our current game state is racing, and then once the car completes a lap, the game state should change to race ended. So for our number counter sprite, we don't want the sprite to show when it's starting the race. So once the game state is starting race, we want to hide the clones. So let's go to our number counter sprite, and under the when I start as a clone, let's go to control and then drag an if-else statement and check if the current game state is equal to racing. And make sure your spelling and capitalization is correct, otherwise it won't work. So if the current game state is equal to racing, equal, not lesser than. So if current game state is equal to racing, then we want it to go to X and Y and stuff like that. Okay? Else, let's go to control, grab an if, and we can just right click duplicate this. So else, if the current game state is equal to starting race, that means when the stoplight is appearing and the race is about to begin, then let's actually hide all of the clones. Okay, and let's try this out. Okay, as you can see, the clones are hidden, and then once the current game state changes to racing, then the clones show up. Awesome. So now let's try completing a lap and see how everything works. So let's see. Once we complete a lap, the current game state should change to finished race. And if we try restarting the game, then I think the game should work. So let's try it out. Almost there. And the race is complete. Okay. And as you can see, our current game state changed to race ended. And if we click anywhere, then... Okay, so the stoplight appears. However, the timer does not reset and its position is sort of weird. So let's see what's wrong. Let's go to our number counter sprite. And let's see. Okay, I think the position of the number counter did not reset to its original position because we have this stop other scripts in sprite block right here. So let's actually take that out. And our positioning problem should be solved. However, the reset timer problem is still not fixed yet. So let's see what's wrong. Oh yeah, first of all, I want to check if, then I'll just duplicate this. If the current game state is equal to racing, then I want to set timer to timer, or set time to timer. So I think that should be okay. And oh yeah, I think it should actually work perfectly fine now, because before I had the stop all other scripts in the sprite, and that prevented the clones from changing to their correct number and also going back to their original position. So I think it should work now. So let's try it out. All right, we're starting the race, and then now we're racing. And once we complete a lap, the race complete screen is going to show up. And then if we click anywhere on the screen, the timer should work as normal. So let's try it out. Okay, almost there. And race complete. Okay, our current game state is race ended. And then once we click anywhere else to continue, then, okay, the timer disappeared and it reset. Okay, awesome. I think it works now. Let me just try it again. So, and, oh, okay, that's weird. It seems like the car went through the finish line. However, the race did not complete. So let's see what's wrong. Let me check the checkpoint sprite. I think that may be causing the problem. Okay, I think it might be this message right here. The new clones are created every time there is a new lap. However, I think we should change it to when I receive restart. Okay, now it should work now. Let's try it again. So I'm gonna have to finish 2 laps to see if this actually works. So, all right, 1 lap down. We have our race complete. Then click to continue. And our second lap. Okay, so it actually works now. The car actually finished in the second lap, and I think the restart system works fine now. However, another problem that I just found out was that when you restarted the game and before the race actually started, the car was still able to move. So that's a problem, and let's check the car sprite, and let's see. Okay, I'm going to first move this show block inside of this when I receive restart, and then delete this one. Okay, and let's see. So I think the easiest solution to this problem is just go to operators, grab an and let's grab an equals operator, and check if the current game state is equal to racing. Now let's drag this has race ended equals to no to the left side. Now let's put this back. All right. So this is going to also check if the current game state is racing. Then it can actually move with the arrow keys. So I think that should work fine. Let's try it out. So right now, the car can't move. And let's try it again once we restart the game. And done. So race complete. Okay, click to continue. And then now the car can't move. All right, cool. So I think everything works as normal now. Let me complete one more lap just to make sure. Okay, and race complete. Now if we try it again, then everything seems to work. All right, cool. So anyways, that's it for this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe too, if you haven't already. In the next tutorial, I will be adding a high score time and improvements to the end screen. By the way, I have shared this project on my Scratch profile, so feel free to take a look. Anyways, that's it for this video. See ya!